Our emotions define and color our experiences, yet few aspects of human psychology are so widely misunderstood. From childhood, we absorb countless myths about how emotions work, misconceptions that can profoundly impact our relationships, decision-making, and mental health. Stay till the end for the most dangerous emotional myth that might be sabotaging your happiness right now. And if you're ready to understand the true nature of your feelings, don't forget to hit like and subscribe for more. Let's explore the top 10 myths about emotions that are totally wrong. 10. Emotions are either positive or negative. Perhaps the most pervasive myth about emotions is that they can be neatly categorized as either positive or negative. This binary thinking fundamentally misunderstands how emotions function in our lives. What we label as negative emotions, like anger, fear, or sadness, serve crucial evolutionary and psychological purposes. Anger mobilizes resources to overcome obstacles and protect boundaries. Fear keeps us safe from genuine threats. Sadness helps us process loss and elicits support from others. The most fascinating research shows that people who accept all emotions without judgment, rather than categorizing them as good or bad, actually experience better psychological health and greater emotional resilience. The problem isn't the emotion itself, but rather how we respond to it. Even happiness can become destructive when pursued obsessively, while constructively expressed anger can lead to positive social change. 9. Emotions are caused directly by external events. "You made me feel this way" might be one of the most common expressions in arguments, yet it reflects a fundamental misunderstanding of how emotions work. Contrary to popular belief, external events don't directly cause our emotional responses. Our interpretations do. This insight comes from cognitive psychology, where the ABC model, activating event, beliefs, consequences, demonstrates that two people can experience the same event, yet feel entirely different emotions based on their beliefs and thought patterns. The most compelling evidence comes from studies showing that cognitive reappraisal, changing how we interpret situations, can literally transform our emotional experience without changing the situation itself. Understanding this principle reveals why identical situations cause different emotions in different people or even in the same person at different times. This isn't just academic. It's the foundation of evidence-based therapies that have helped millions overcome emotional difficulties. 8. Some people just don't experience emotions. The stoic partner, the unemotional boss, the detached friend. Our culture is filled with stereotypes about people who supposedly don't have emotions. This myth is not only wrong but potentially harmful. Neuroscience clearly shows that emotions are universal human experiences processed by the limbic system and other brain structures present in all neurotypical humans. What varies dramatically is emotional expression and awareness. Many people, particularly those raised in environments where emotions were punished or ignored, develop what psychologists call alexithymia, difficulty identifying and describing emotional states. Others have learned to suppress emotional expression due to cultural or family norms. The truth? Everyone experiences emotions, but emotional awareness and expression exist on spectrums influenced by biology, upbringing, and social context. Even those with antisocial personality disorder or related conditions experience emotions, albeit differently than others, contrary to popular portrayals. 7. Venting always helps process difficult emotions. Just get it all out. This common advice rests on the catharsis hypothesis, the idea that expressing or venting negative emotions helps release them. While this seems intuitive, decades of research tells a more complicated story. Studies consistently find that unstructured venting, particularly repeated complaining or ruminating, often amplifies negative emotions rather than relieving them. One revealing study showed that punching a punching bag when angry actually increased aggressive feelings, contrary to the popular belief that it would release anger. What works instead? Research supports emotional processing techniques that include reflection, meaning-making, and perspective-taking, not just emotional expression. The most effective approaches involve understanding the emotion, extracting lessons from it, and then strategically deciding how to respond rather than simply venting. This doesn't mean suppressing emotions, but rather expressing them in ways that lead to insight and resolution. 6. Women are more emotional than men. This pervasive gender stereotype appears everywhere from sitcoms to boardrooms, yet it fundamentally mischaracterizes the research on gender and emotion. Studies consistently show that women and men experience emotions with similar frequency and intensity. The differences lie primarily in expression and attention. Women typically demonstrate greater emotional expressivity, except for anger, while also paying more attention to emotional cues. These differences aren't biological destiny, but largely shaped by gendered socialization, where girls are typically encouraged to develop emotional awareness, while boys learn to suppress emotional expression. The most revealing research finds that men and women show remarkably similar physiological responses to emotional stimuli, despite reporting different subjective experiences. This myth isn't just inaccurate, it's harmful, leading to the dismissal of women's perspectives as too emotional, while simultaneously denying men full access to their emotional lives. 5. Children should be protected from strong emotions. Parents often try to shield children from negative emotions, but they actually need to experience and manage them to build resilience. Emotion coaching, acknowledging, naming, and coping with feelings helps children develop emotional intelligence and life skills, preventing future emotional struggles. 4. Rational thinking and emotions are separate systems. The idea that emotions and rational thought are separate is a misconception. Neuroscience shows that emotions are crucial to decision-making, moral reasoning, and even logical thinking. Damage to emotional brain areas leads to poor decisions despite intact intellect. Emotions guide rational thought, helping us focus on what matters. Instead of being separate, emotion and cognition are interconnected, and the best decisions blend emotional intelligence with analytical thinking. 3. Authentic happiness means feeling good all the time. Many people mistakenly believe that true happiness means always feeling positive and eliminating negative emotions. This happiness trap leads to more psychological suffering. Research shows that emotional flexibility, not constant positivity, is key to mental health. Accepting all emotions, finding meaning in difficult feelings, and building resilience are what lead to true well-being. Healthy individuals experience a range of emotions appropriate to their life, not just constant happiness. 2. Emotions are either controlled or overwhelming. Emotional regulation isn't about control or being overwhelmed, but using flexible strategies. Effective management involves adapting to situations, whether fully experiencing emotions, shifting focus, or adjusting expressions. Emotional intelligence is about choosing the best approach based on context, not rigid control or venting. 1. Basic emotions are universal and look the same across cultures. The myth that basic emotions have universal facial expressions is being challenged. Research shows great variability in how emotions are displayed and interpreted across cultures. Instead of specific expressions, universal emotional dimensions like arousal and pleasantness/unpleasantness are more consistent. Context plays a huge role in emotion perception. Same facial expression can mean different emotions depending on the situation. This shifts our understanding of emotional communication, highlighting the need for cultural knowledge and context, not just facial cues. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comment section below. Also subscribe to our channel before you go. Thanks for watching.